It's time for the Timeless Roofing Friday morning sports drive live from Punks PB Jamm. The Timeless Roofing Friday morning sports drive live from Punks PB Jamm is sponsored by Allen Harmon Trucking, Amick Farms, Angie Florida Corner, Bailey & Son Music Company, Berry Insurance Agency, Bobby K. Roof Builders, Brown's Auto Detail, Cal Forest House District 39, Carolina Health Centers, Carolina Concrete, CB Forest and Son, CIA Towing, Circle B Reynolds, CM Tree Service, Combs Meats, Cromer Trucking, Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, Dr. Ralph and Riley MD, Economy Furniture, Edwards Heating and Cooling, Farm Bureau, H&R Block, Her Loans Lawn Care, Kelly White State Farm Insurance, Lake Murray Properties, Love's Handyman Service, Mason Haney Plumbing, Minnick Saluda Body Shop, Miggs of Saluda, Moore Bradley and Myers, Motor Coach Paint and Body Car Sales, Neighbors United Federal Credit Union, Newberry Hospital, Persimmon Country Club, Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing, Punks PB Jamm, Ralph Shealy Kennedy Law Office, Rainy Funeral Home, Saluda Law, Saluda Nursing and Rehab Center, Saluda Stockyard, Saluda County Water and Sewer Authority, Senator Billy Garrett, South State Bank, Sylvan Farm, the Charlie Foundation, the South Carolina Education Lottery, the Town of Saluda, Timeless Roofing, SC.com, Viva Broadband, Business of Batesburg, Bluefield. And good morning, everyone. We're glad to be here with you for the Timeless Roofing Friday morning sports drive live from Punks PB Jamm. We appreciate you joining us here on the eve of a great game coming up, the battle for Saluda County, Saluda Tigers at Ridge Spring, Monetta Trojans. We're looking forward to this football Friday as we travel down the road tonight to 1071 Trojan Road in Monetta. Watch and listen to the game here on your Saluda Now. The pregame's at 7, the kickoff's at 7:30. And we're glad to have the team with us today. How y'all doing today, fellas?
Doing good.
That's great.
Yes, sir. Doing good this morning.
And Tony Berry, you know something about Ridge Spring, don't you?
Just a little bit.
There you go.
Graduated from there 35 years ago.
Yeah?
Don't tell nobody.
It's been that long?
Yes, it has.
Oh, you was a class of 92?
Class of 1990.
How about that?
But that new complex over there, literally ain't nothing left over there but the asphalt for Trojan Road. Everything else has been completely redone. So
Yes.
I hadn't stepped foot on campus till tonight, so should be fun.
Well, we're looking forward to having you on the call. And Noah, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Feels good outside this morning.
It does feel good. Edwin Riley gave us the weather report this morning. He said it's 61 degrees. That's wonderful. And Brandon, how you today?
Oh, doing good. Like Noah said, this weather's got me in a lot better mood about football than it has been. But talking to Tony about Ridge Spring, I think Jeffrey Jordan said last week, every school in Aiken County has turf now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they spending that what is it, 1 cent sale tax or whatever that extra tax they can afford to use. That's what they're spending it on.
we'll see what that feels like tonight and see what the footing's like for the players.
That's right, and we're looking forward to that tonight. By the way, somebody did ask me online, and I will put it up. There is a clear bag policy. Just assume throughout the year there's a clear bag policy because we know we have that at Saluda. And in Aiken County, you are subject to metal detectors. Sometimes they put them up at the games. I don't know if they'll have one here. So if you got a pocket knife, leave it in your car.
They did the same thing at Strom Thurmond 2 weeks ago or to whatever it was with the Jamboree.
Yeah.
Little small walk-through.
Right.
Metal detector type stuff. So.
And they just want to make sure everybody's safe, and I can understand right now why. And all of us, I don't think nobody would object to that at all right now. But we're glad to have everybody with us this morning, and thank you for joining us here on the Timeless Roofing Friday Morning Sports Drive. We appreciate Timeless Roofing for sponsoring this program. And you can visit the guys there at timelessroofingsc.com for more information. Well, right now we are going to visit around the Lakelands with Willie's winners. Who's going to win in the Lakelands this week? Willie knows. Let's take a visit with Willie this morning.
Kicking off, and college football as well. There were some good games last week. Nothing out of the ordinary happened. I went 7-0 last week. When the last time the Dallas Cowboys started 7-0. Now for Willie's winners. Week 1, Lakeland's top 10. Number 10, Calhoun Falls Flashes. Number 9, McCormick Chiefs. Number 8, 96 Wildcats. Number 7, Water Shows Purple Hornets. Number 6, Greenwood Christian Hawks. Number 5, Emerald Vikings. Number 4, Dixie Green Hornets. Number 3, Saluda Tigers. Number 2, Abbeville Panthers. Number 1, Greenwood Eagles. Now this week's games. Calhoun Academy Cavaliers at Greenwood Christian Hawks. The Cavaliers of Calhoun Academy travel to Victory Field to face the Hawks. The Hawks have some injuries to their wings and may not be able to fly as fast or as high this week. Willie's winner, Calhoun Academy. Dixie Hornets at Fox Creek Predators. The Hornets travel down Highway 25 to face the 3A Predators. This game will be closer than most prognosticators will predict. Willie's winner, Dixie. Saluda Tigers at the Red Spring Minetta Trojans. In a backyard brawl, the Tigers will disarm the Trojans and have bragging rights in this rivalry game for another year. Willie's winner, Saluda. Abbeville at Powdersville. The Powdersville Patriots welcome the Panthers from A-Town. The Patriots are looking to avenge last year's loss to the Panthers. In a close game, the Patriots will overcome this pack of cats. Willie's winner, Powdersville. Emerald Vikings at Travelers Rest Devil Dogs. The Vikings sell into TR and will take the devil out of these pups. Willie's winner, Emerald. Buford at Greenwood. Eagles versus Eagles. A flock of eagles will fly from the coast to the foothills. They will fly into a nest of experienced eagles with very sharp claws. In the end, the Buford Eagles will face a long flight back to the coast. Willie's winner, Greenwood. High school game of the week. Warrior Shoals Purple Hornets at 96 Wildcats. In a game of opposites, with Hornets moving fast and through the air against the Wildcats' ground and pound game. Which team will prevail? Willie predicts that the Hornets will sting these felines. Willie's winner, Warrior Shoals. College games. Virginia Tech versus South Carolina. Turkeys versus Yardbirds. Which flock will lose the least feathers and be able to fly out of Atlanta? Willie's winner, South Carolina. Number 9, LSU at number 4, Clemson. Tigers versus Tigers. Death Valley versus Death Valley. SEC versus ACC. Quarterback versus quarterback. Which Tiger will reign supreme and claim all bragging rights? Willie's winner, it's got to be a tiger. But it's the orange cat that prevails. College game of the week. Number 1, Texas Longhorns at number 3, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Longhorns versus Buckeyes. SEC versus Big Ten. The Longhorns stampede into the horseshoe looking to eat a lot of Buckeyes for lunch in this high noon showdown. Willie's winner, the Ohio State Buckeyes. That's this week's games. Get out there and support your team, your cheerleaders, the band, and the concessions. Time for me to scat up out of here and head to Atlanta. Give me your boy out of here.
All right, Willie's winners.
Good afternoon.
Who's going to win in the Lakeland? Willie knows. Pick up Palmetto peanuts at your local grocery store throughout the Lakelands, including Food Line in Saluda. And, fellas, what did y'all think about Willie's winners this morning?
I hope he's wrong on that Ohio State game, but
Who did he say on Ohio State? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
They're playing Texas, and he picks Ohio State.
Oh, wow.
We'd rather have Texas win it.
It's at Ohio State. I can understand that, but they're replacing. They still got the star wide receiver, I think, from last year, but they're replacing a lot of everything else from
I
their
got you.
championship season. So, but they got the best money can buy, from what I hear. So we'll see what. Well,
And that's the way it is now.
Everybody does now. So we'll see what happens.
That's the way it is.
I think Texas is going to sneak one out.
Well, we're glad to have all of you here on the Timeless Roofing Friday morning sports drive live from Punks PB Jamm. And Punks has a wonderful breakfast this morning. Smell Miss Gwen and Mr. Pump back there cooking in the kitchen right now to go orders as well as dine in. Come on, eat with them through 9:30 this morning. And I don't know what the special will be today, but we're going to check with Miss Gwen before we leave today. All right, let's talk about the games upcoming this weekend. And this is the first official weekend in college football. We did have a week 0. Did y'all watch any of the games, fellas?
I did not.
No.
I did not
didn't
get to
last
watch
week, no.
any football.
Yeah.
You were tied up making sure football was prepped.
Yeah.
Here.
I did turn it over there just like last night. I looked around and Jennifer and I, my wife, was saying what's on. Let's see what's on, and really nothing interests me. I did get a glimpse, I think, of Boise State. They pretty well got routed last night. I don't know what the final score was.
That's
31.
all you got was a glimpse of Boise State. They got hammered 30-7 or 31-7 by South Florida. Yeah.
Really?
It was that bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I've got a photo of the day, and I'm put it up here on the screen for you. And oh my goodness, when you realize already, guess what? Your season is over. Boise State is not going to be in the talk to go to the playoffs this year. And that's bad. But I noticed about this picture, both of them's got Florida, husband and his wife, both of them's got Florida shirts on in a Boise State game.
Huh.
I guess they didn't have no orange or blue to wear except their Gator shirts.
Yeah.
I guess it was at South Florida then.
Yeah, it was at Tampa. Yeah,
it was South
it was
Florida.
in the
Okay.
Buccaneers Pro Stadium. It's where South Florida plays their games at.
Yeah, pretty wild. That's the photo of the day. And also, we had a prediction yesterday on Facebook, and you know how Facebook is. Upset alert. Dogs are in trouble. College football experts are putting the Georgia Bulldogs on upset alert this weekend versus Marshall, the Thundering Herd. Expert predicted score Marshall 23, Georgia 20.
Who is Marshall?
What do you think?
I don't even know who Marshall is.
The Thundering Herd, you ain't never heard of them?
No.
We Are Marshall. Wasn't that a movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought so.
Based on a true story.
And they had a little run one time, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
But they like Appalachian State, and the rest of Coastal and some of the other ones moved on up to some of the big boy leagues, and they've had a couple years, 8-4, 9-3, maybe a 10-2, but I think a lot of that crowd graduated 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Even though COVID kept everybody around, but I don't know what they have for this year. I can't see Georgia. I can't see Georgia losing to them.
If it's that bad and Kirby loses it, and they said it was going to be an overtime,
Okay.
that they were going to lose. I think
Somebody go that far to predict
might
that,
be on some wacky weed,
There you go.
which Georgia is known for that, right?
Well, yeah.
We got Jackson Pugh over here. He's shaking his head. Kevin would
they
love
will
you,
play
man.
to their
He
competition.
loves you to death.
Yeah. but they are starting a new quarterback this year. Carson Beck transferred
That's right.
down to Miami, and their starter this year, which he actually played the last couple games from last year, is Garner Stockton. Anybody remember that name?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah, he came to Saluda a few years ago.
Put about 63 on
They
it.
did. They dropped a bunch of them on us quick like, and they said, "Okay, we're going home
The
now."
first half, we thought we was in it.
Yeah, good thinking.
Yeah. But the second half is like you turn the spigot off and there wasn't a drip of water coming out.
He was at the time he was the number 6 quarterback prospect in the country, and he had already been committed to Georgia. That was his dream school, and so
we did part his hair on a sack from behind.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, we parted his hair, but it must have made him mad.
It probably made the whole crowd mad.
He lit that scoreboard up right after that.
Yeah. Good player though, but he gets his chance this year at running that Georgia offense. So.
Yeah, and behind that line, I probably could stand behind that line, to be honest with you. Yeah, we got 2 $50 gift card giveaways this weekend. Jennifer said, well, honey, you just can't do Clemson. You got to do Carolina, too. It's 2 big games this weekend, so we are going to do 2. Carolina versus Virginia Tech. We're going to be talking about it in a minute. But Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, 508 North Main, Saluda, open today 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and tomorrow 7 to 4 are giving us a $50 gift card giveaway, not only for Carolina and Virginia Tech, but also Clemson LSU. And we'll talk about both those games. But the first game on the card, fella, is Ohio State versus Texas. And we just heard Willie call an upset. But actually, Ohio State is favored on the card, 1.5 at home. What y'all think?
I'm going to go with Texas upsetting Ohio State.
Yeah, Arch Manning's got way too much ego going into this game.
Yeah.
I see Texas walking away with a win.
I can understand Ohio State being favored. It's at the Horseshoe. This is Arch's first year starting. He did play a bunch last year in relief with Quinn Ewers, but this is his team now, and nobody's looking over his shoulder. My heart wants Texas to win, but I think Ohio State may sneak one out in the end. So,
well, I'm going to go with Texas because I believe that that $2,500 line he's got, because each one of those guys get $500 a week for standing there. I'm going to go with Texas on that one. Alabama, and by the way, that's the 12 o'clock noon game. So it's going to start right out the gate with a big game. Another big game that a lot of people are talking about, even though the line is opening big, Alabama versus Florida State at Florida State in Seminole Country there. 14 points, Alabama's favored. 3:30 start, Brandon.
Yeah, Florida State's been up and down here lately. Alabama is not the Alabama they used to be. They're favored 14. I say Alabama gets to win, but they don't cover the spread.
Okay.
Yeah, that game's going to be in Florida. I want Florida State to win, but Alabama will probably win, but I say they win by 3.
Yeah. Tony?
I'm going to pick Alabama to win it, and I'm going to pick them to cover. My reason would be Florida State is loaded with transfers. And in today's football, that's what everybody's doing, but it also takes an extra minute for good continuity. Yeah. Alabama just reloaded from last year, except for the quarterback and other couple positions. But when you keep recruiting 5 stars like they have, I'm going to take Alabama, and they're going to cover.
All right. I'm going to lean there with you, Tony, on that one. I don't think they'll cover the spread, though. I think it'll be closer than predicted, but most people are predicting a blowout. 7:30 start. We're going to intentionally skip over the Clemson Virginia Tech game, but while I mentioned that, please pick the winning score. You got to get the score right to win. Not even close. It's got to be right to win exact score. All right. 7:30 kickoff ought to be a great one, and I'm really interested in this game because of Carson Beck. Notre Dame versus Miami, and the Irish are favored 2.5 at Miami, Brandon.
Even though, Notre Dame is favored by 2.5.
Right.
I'm going with Miami. Carson Beck is pretty jam up quarterback there at home. I think he'll pick Notre Dame apart.
Okay. No.
I'm actually going to take Notre Dame. I don't think Carson Beck has settled into that offense yet. This is his first year with Miami. I think they'll lose their first game.
All right, Tony.
It name won't be because of Carson Beck, but I believe Miami will lose. I think Notre Dame's probably a little better than people realize. They always get some hype at the beginning of the year, but I think it's for real this year. Even though they are replacing a 12-year starter that transferred 3 times. But anyway, I think Notre Dame wins the game.
Well, Miami's always getting Georgia's hand-me-down. They got Mark Richt, and now they got the quarterback. But I do predict that Miami will upset Notre Dame. That's a 2.5. That's really a pick 'em. And I think that heat's going to get to Notre Dame. They're not conditioned for that humid heat, and probably mosquitoes eating you up in that swamp down there. 8 o'clock start here. Texas Christian in North Carolina. This is going to be interesting because of the coach's girlfriend at North Carolina. Another, Taylor Swift moment here. 8 o'clock. Everybody's going to be looking on the sidelines for her instead of the coach. 3.5 Texas Christian is favored over North Carolina at home, Brandon.
And this is Belichick, right?
Yeah, Bill Belichick.
I think if you want to put that you going to beat Belichick on your resume, this is the year to do it because I feel like next year it'll be a different story.
Right.
I'm going to go TCU pulling it out.
I'm going to go North Carolina at home. It's Bill Belichick's first game at home.
Yeah.
And I don't think TCU will beat him in North Carolina.
Yeah. Tony? I think it's a whiteout, too.
Yeah. North Carolina's trying to get a lot of hype around the program because of Belichick.
Right.
I don't know what TCU actually has this year. A couple years ago, they had some athletes. North Carolina at home, I think they eke out the win. They won't. Yeah, I think they'll eke out the win. Be close.
Yeah, and I do think the Horned Frogs are going to get stuck in tar because North Carolina home's it's loud down there. I mean, they can really get loud up there. And, up there. And so let's put Bill Belichick with 1 win in his first game, debuting at the Tar Heels. Here's another great noontime start. I don't know what network it's in. I'm sure it's the SEC network or maybe on one of the CBS, ABC, or NBC. Tennessee is welcoming the Big Orange. 2 orange teams playing against each other as they host Syracuse.
Actually, Burton, I think that's, if I remember hearing right, that's an Atlanta game.
Oh, it's in Atlanta. Excuse me. Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
So that's another Mercedes-Benz, Brandon.
They're doing that game tomorrow at 12, and then the South Carolina-Virginia Tech will be Sunday at 3. So it's a doubleheader, but, throughout the weekend. It's one of those sponsored, whatever, kickoff games. But if I remember hearing that right, I think it's going to be on ESPN also.
So the Mercedes-Benz crew is going to be busy, Brandon.
Yeah, a lot of painting, a lot of end zone painting going on.
It builds character.
It does. You got experience on your resume now?
Yes, sir. I mean, a lot of people get ready for game day. We get ready for Salute of 9 to Salute of crowd. So it's a different level of pressure right there. But no, I'm going to go with Tennessee on this one. I think Tennessee handles this one.
Yeah,
fairly easy. I think they cover the spread.
I had originally picked Syracuse because I thought that game was at Tennessee, but now that it's at a neutral site, I'm gonna go with Tennessee.
Oh wow!
I think they'll win.
Tony?
Yeah, I think Tennessee's going to win the game. Their quarterback from last year, Nico Hawaiian name, about 12 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
He transferred out, but I think they got enough athletes. Josh Heupel likes to run that up tempo, even though Syracuse does too. Neutral site game. I think Tennessee wins, but they don't cover the 14, maybe 10.
I got a little recommendation for you South Carolina fans. Take you some of that Lysol and spray your bed at the hotel, knowing a Tennessee fan slept there the night before. But I am going to go with the Volunteers, even though I want to be pulling for Syracuse. But I think it's going to be too much for them. I think old Smokey is going to be a bloodhound in this contest. All right, 6 o'clock matchup. Ought to be a good one. We still going on. Man, how many games there are. I think they said 83 games televised this weekend. My goodness. A lot of games to watch it. And I sort of made my wife crazy watching 4 games at one time last night. I done figured out YouTube TV.
Uh-oh.
And I figured out how to watch 4 games at one time.
Picture in picture in picture.
She said, how can you do that? I said, watch. As soon as it went to a commercial, I was switching to another one.
There you go.
All right. Virginia, the Cavaliers are going against our Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. And that's going to be 11 o'clock. Am I reading that right? 11 o'clock at night.
No, that's the one below it. Virginia Coastal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Whoa, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Virginia and Coastal Carolina.
They must be in Hawaii partying somewhere.
She said they're going to tell me Sunday morning who won that one.
That's what
Maybe Sunday afternoon when they finish.
All right, we got a 12-point favorite. Man, I might mixed up all of a sudden. Brandon.
Yeah. I was originally going with Coastal Carolina, and
right.
Noah told me that their quarterback went out. One of them CL tears, ACL.
Oh no.
MCL, something. One of them ligaments.
They didn't get a transfer.
I don't know. I'm not really all that impressed with Virginia, but if Coastal lost one of their main starting skilled positions, I'll lean toward Virginia now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I read I think it was either the beginning of this month or middle of July. I got an article pop up saying that Coastal's quarterback tore something in his knee and he's gonna be done all season. So I'm gonna go with Virginia.
Okay. Tony?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Virginia. I don't know about the 12 points. I don't really know what either team's got, either coming back or rankings, which is preseason type stuff. I think Virginia wins, but I'm not sure on the 12 points. If it's at Virginia, maybe 10 per se. So, but I think Virginia wins.
So it's at Virginia.
They're listed as the home team, yeah. So, but I don't think that wouldn't be one of those special kickoff neutral site games. Not with Coastal and Virginia. So I would imagine Virginia's at home.
And I'm going to see what AI says right here. You know, that's always good to go. M.J. Morris is the starting quarterback for the Caesar opening against Virginia, though Ted Hudson and Samurai Collar are also expected to see playing time, Noah. So you're right. They're going to play the whole bench. Morris transferred, I told you, to Coastal Carolina after playing for North Carolina State and Maryland. So he transferred, and he is a talented quarterback, and one of the best in the Sun Belt Conference. So, anyway, that's what AI says. But I got to be like, I think you're going to see that Virginia's going to win this. Next, 11 o'clock at night, I did read that right a while ago, even though I was on the wrong game. Utah, the UTEPs versus UCLA at home. And actually, this was supposed to be Georgia. Georgia was supposed to play UCLA, and the word is around Dogtown that they backed out to play Utah.
Huh.
And I thought this would be a conference game. I'm not familiar with their conference format, up there at UCLA.
Well, UCLA, some of those Pac-12, what used to be the Pac-12 transferred, and some went to the Big Ten, some went to the Big 12, and I think Utah's in the Big 12 now, and UCLA is actually in the Big 10. So it used to be a Pac-12 conference game, but 2 years ago, whatever it was, everybody split up. So it's just a good, what looks like to be a good football game, really.
What do you think, Brandon?
UCLA playing at home, that's going to be a plus for them. Utah's favored by 6. Utah's been playing decent ball past couple of years. I'm going to lean toward Utah to squeak one out.
No.
I don't know much about either school, but it's a home game for UCLA, and I'm gonna pick them to win. But if Utah wins, they won't cover the spread.
Right.
I'm gonna take Utah. They usually play like Brigham Young. They usually play a lot of older, and I say older based on normal college age players with a little more experience, life experience, and I think that'll play out in the end. Even though they are on the road, I'm gonna take Utah to plus -6. I'll take Utah to cover as the favorite.
Yeah, and actually the line has moved to 5.5.
Okay.
For Utah to win. I don't know what a half point means. That must be the money's moving.
Yeah,
That's not
just
much.
just a little bit. No, it's not much.
So I don't know nothing about neither one of them, but I think Utah goes on the road and upsets UCLA on their opening game at home. All right, here's another SEC team, and they're playing one of their cross-state rivals. Mississippi State is going to be at Southern Miss, and it's a 13-point favorite for the Bulldogs, Brandon.
Yeah, I don't know much about either one of these, but with the spread being almost 2 touchdowns for Mississippi State, even though it's at Southern Miss, I'm going to lean toward Mississippi State.
No. I would have to agree. I'm going to pick Mississippi State.
Yeah, I'm going to take Mississippi State to cover. Like Brandon said, if you teams playing at home at Southern Miss, which can have a decent program at times, if you're already a 2-touchdown underdog, which sometimes doesn't mean a thing, but still, for an opening game like that, I don't think Mississippi State to cover. Hey, quick question while we was talking about Mississippi State. Dan Mullen was down there as a coach many years ago, and he got out of the ESPN booth to go back to coaching. Heard anything where he's coaching at? They was talking about it last night during the Boise State game, and I kept missing it. But Dan Mullen's back in the coaching.
UNLV.
UNLV. Okay.
University of Northern Las Vegas.
Yep, he's in UNLV. Okay. And I don't know who they're playing first, but we'll look into that.
That's fine.
Pretty much a basketball school there.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they got plenty of money, though.
If it's in Nevada and
Las
pretty
Vegas,
close near Las Vegas, you get a little money moving around.
Plenty of money,
yep.
And probably good facilities too down there. Anyway, I gotta side with y'all on that one. I think the Bulldogs are gonna bite. 10:30 matchup at night. Another prop your eyes up with 2 picks to watch. Ought to be a good one, though. Oregon State is favored at home only 1.5 point over the Bears of California, Brandon.
I think this will be a pretty decent game, but I'm going to lean toward Oregon State at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree. Oregon State's at home. I don't know much about either school, but we're being it's a 1.5 spread. I would imagine it's going to be a pretty competitive game.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what I remember seeing last year from California, they're now in the ACC. That makes any sense? Yes, California in the ACC. They didn't have a good football program last year, so this being only a 1.5 with Oregon State at home, I don't think that bodes well for Oregon State either. But since they are at home, I think they may squeak by 1.5. I think they'll cover.
I got to agree with you there. And the Oregon State are the Gophers, right?
Beavers.
The Beavers. I'm sorry. I hope there ain't no Oregon State fans listening this morning.
Maybe
Might get
one.
upset at me.
They just picked us up on FM radio.
Must be the bottom of Sirius radio.
There you go.
Speaking of that, UNLV has already played a game. I don't know who they played, but they have a 75% chance of beating Sam Houston tonight at 9:30. They're playing, actually, when we get home from Ridge Spring, the band said we'll be home about 11 o'clock tonight.
There you go. There you go.
So you can turn it on over there while you're getting your scores around the state. That's what I usually do, and watch a little bit of Dan Mullen and his team. And they are favored to win 75% chance. So on that one. All right, let's go to the next game. We got another noon game. Purdue is hosting Ball State, and Purdue is favored, the Boilermakers, 18 over Ball State, Brandon.
Yeah, I pretty much believe this will probably be like a walkthrough practice for Purdue.
Yeah.
I think they easily take care of Ball State.
Okay.
They're at home opening game of the year against Ball State. I don't even know who that is. So I'm going to say they win and they cover.
Purdue's been down the last few years. If they're favored by 18 already over Ball State, which is a pretty decent mid-major school, I think Purdue wins, but I don't think they'll cover by 18. But I think they'll win the game.
You know, Ball State's the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And the only thing I remember one year they had a run, they hadn't lost a game, and they were trying to say they was going to go to the national championship and all. And David Letterman.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember David Letterman. I know Noah don't, and I don't know about Brandon.
Oh, yeah.
But he is a Ball State graduate.
Yep.
And every night he would have something about Ball State, and then they finally lost. They didn't make it. But everybody was pulling for them, as an underdog. But they're the big underdog, and I think the Boilermakers are going to run. And I'm sort of like y'all. I think it's like a practice to them. Then we got a 2:30 matchup, Indiana and Old Dominion, and Indiana is favored by a lot of points. 2:30 matchup. I guess they had to fill the card up with this game.
Yeah, my parents apparently they did.
Yeah, Indiana at home, and Noah probably thinks Old Dominion is a trucking company, but
Well, country music band.
Yeah,
That's
all three.
About
Yeah.
2 hits. Anyway.
But I'm gonna go with Indiana at home, just with the spread alone, and Indiana. Yeah, this will be an easy day for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're at home. They're favored by 24.
Yeah.
I don't know much about either school, but I'm going to go with Indiana at home.
Old Dominion actually 2 or 3 years, maybe 3 years ago, won the what we used to call the 1AA college football championship as the subdivision, whatever, and then they stepped up like some of the rest of them trying to get that extra money. But unfortunately, the teams they've been playing have been outclassing them. Indiana by 24 at home. Yeah, I'm gonna take Indiana. Probably not quite the cover, but I think Indiana wins by a good bit.
All right. And be careful on that pick, by the way, especially if you got money on it. I don't know nothing about either team, but that might be a pickup for them Las Vegas people. So covering the spread is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Covering the spread. When you don't know nothing about them, stay away from that.
Yeah.
All right, Temple in Massachusetts, and Temple, the Owls are favored by 2 over Massachusetts at home. And I'm sorry, I don't know a thing about Massachusetts. I didn't even realize they had a
College
football team. In fact, I met a lady, Jennifer and I, we were on our anniversary trip in Savannah. And I want to congratulate Jennifer on 20 years of
Putting up with you.
successfully being married to me.
Bless her heart. We'll keep her in our prayers.
But met a lady from upstate New York and Massachusetts there, and
We had a good little visit with them while we were in Savannah. And but she didn't tell me nothing about who their mascot was. I don't know a thing about Massachusetts.
Their mascot's listed as they call them the Minutemen.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
From
the
the
old,
Civil War?
the old Revolutionary War.
Yeah. Did they even
whatever.
teach that in school now, Noah? No.
If they did, I don't remember because I don't pay attention. So
You would have remembered that lesson.
No.
Brandon?
you can ask Coach. He's a history teacher.
I will when he gets here.
Like I said, I know nothing about Massachusetts, and
Yeah.
Temple's not a bad team in the past few years, so I think this game could go either way, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean toward Temple.
All right.
It's a 2-point spread, which is pretty much it's a toss up on who's going to win. So I'm going to give it to Massachusetts at home.
Minutemen. Tony.
Yeah, I think Temple gonna sneak one out. Nothing interesting about this game whatsoever, unfortunately, but just a win-loss for each team. But I think Temple will win it. +2, I think they'll cover.
I think I need to send Noah the episode where Andy Griffith teaches Opie about Minutemen. Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And because they wasn't paying attention in class, they wasn't learning nothing, and he made it sound interesting. And he talked about the Minutemen. And I think that Massachusetts is going to win. They're going to storm the field and tear the goalpost. First ever time. I don't know anything about them, but that would be a pretty big win probably for them.
Be something with game days at Massachusetts next week.
And this is Lee Corso's last game.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
I saw all the publicity about that last night. I didn't realize
seems
that.
unreal, don't it?
I know
But
that.
he's
Well,
90-something years old, ain't he?
Yeah, unfortunately he's last probably 3 years had some I would say major health stuff, and they try to keep it going. So it's unfortunate. Unfortunately, but fortunately, it's about time. So,
but I think Herb Street helps him out. Every week. You can tell that.
Yeah.
Which I hope somebody's helping me out at that age too.
That's right.
90 years old. That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah. Matter of fact, this is the site tomorrow. There's the site at the Horseshoe of College Game Day's his first headgear pick, so to speak, when he started doing all that. So first and last, same place.
Where's it going to be at?
Ohio State.
Oh, okay.
That's where game day's at with the Texas-Ohio State game.
And he's going to put his Buckeye hat on?
Probably. I would probably say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's where he done the first headgear. They call it the headgear selection or whatever. And so first and last in the same place and call it a career.
And they traded one coach for another, got Nick Saban, but I don't know about that. He might get bought out by somebody next year. Coming up shortly, we're going to have the Coach Greg Warner show, and we're going to save our last two picks for Coach Warner today. We want him in on the fun. I don't know if he's a Clemson or Carolina fan.
He's pretty sure he's a Carolina fan.
Okay. And we're going to let him pick on that too with us and have some fun. And we want you to pick the right score, win $50. But right now, let's go to Dr. Wheeler School, Ridge Spring, and let's have a scouting report. Tyler Rowe sent me a scouting report. He must have been playing a pool tournament last night because he sent it to me at 11:58 last night. And I couldn't even function at that time, but he sent it to me, and let's look at Ridge Spring, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. This is the scouting report between the Tigers of Saluda versus the Trojans of Ridge Spring, Minetta. The game is going to be played on a turf field this year, and as we heard from the coach, turf field is not his favorite part of the game. He does not like turf field. You have to have a different cleat for turf fields, usually turf shoes. And so this is going to be interesting. Ridge Spring has played a game this season. They played Dixie last week, where they lost 19-7 to them. They had them 7-7 going into halftime, but I do believe the power and fatigue that Dixie had last week just kind of tired the Trojans, which, as I've been hearing, the Trojans have a really good defense. They have a good running back. They have some good receivers. The only issue is they have a unexperienced quarterback this year, which you could see play a huge role into the game today. I do believe that this game isn't going to be as lopsided as last year. I know last year Saluda did score a lot of points in the first half, and you saw a running clock last year near the end of the third quarter. But I will say this is a rivalry game as well. Even though it's a 2A versus 1A school, the rivalry does have a lot of factor in this. Rich Springs players know Saluda's players really well. They talk to each other. They know each other. This is a bragging rights game, and Rich Springs not going to come out with a type of lay down feel. They're going to come out. They're going to come out excited. They're going to come out knowing that they have a chance to shock the state of South Carolina and go out and beat a 2A school who honestly flat out handled a good Crescent team. I mean, Crescent last week, they only scored 6 points, and that was because of just how important and how fast they were to get to downhill and get to the ball. And I look to see more of that this week. I know Saluda has that speed, and unfortunately with Rich Springs, since they're playing both sides of the ball and they have less players being a 1A school and not having a whole handful to pick from, I do see that this may be this may become a very run-heavy offense for Saluda, which will cause that defensive line of Rich Spring to turn into a hands on the hips, super tired team. Now, don't get me wrong. Rich Spring is a good team. They ran into a powerhouse, or more of a powerhouse in Dixie last week. Dixie had 2 players of the week last week against Saluda, which you should note that it was a very run-heavy offense. So I look to see more of that this week with Williams, Daniels, and Bledsoe in the backfield, which will really wear down that defensive line for Rich Spring, making the safeties have to come up, and then Williams hitting a deep pass or a quick screen that will open up more. But this Rich Spring team's not one to play with, especially with rivalry games. You never know what's going to happen. So we'll see.
Thank you, Tyler, for that scouting report. As the Tigers travel down the road to Ridge Spring tonight, ought to be a great game in the 70s tonight, so it ain't going to be that awful warm, and we probably won't have to deal with the wet bubble. Pre-game 7:30 kickoff there at Trojan Stadium. Ought to be a great game tonight, fellas.
Yeah. Temperature alone, I think it'll be a better setting than it was last week. Last week, very humid conditions. Everything was wet and damp on the field. I think once that turf gets slick, I said it's going to be slick on both sides of the field. So it's going to play a factor in the game. Hopefully, Saluta's defense is still all over the field like they have been being. I think I'm interested to talk to Coach, see what kind of practice they've had this week. Rich Spring will challenge you at times, and they've got the athletes. So I don't think it'll be a walk in the park, but I think Saluda will come out okay tonight.
No.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a good game. I think Saluda will win, but it's always gonna be a good game. I mean, it's at Rich Spring. I know last year how bad did we win at home last year?
Good bit.
Okay, so I think it'll be a close game at Rich Spring.
Tony?
They Saluda played on that turf field last year up at Crescent. So
yeah,
as long as they wear or at least bring the right stuff where the turf doesn't become a problem for our skill position guys, I think Rich Spring may keep it close in the first half. But if our offensive line does what I've seen them do in 2 games or a game and a half, if you want to call it that, it might get ugly probably in the third quarter. But at least the first half, because we'll probably have a few more numbers than Rich Spring does overall. So I think we'll, as long as we come out of the game healthy, I think we're going to win the game, probably pull away late. So we'll see. We'll talk to see what Coach got to say whenever he gets here.
That's right, and we're looking forward to Coach Warner coming up shortly here on Saluda Now. And, another thing, I remember Georgia played a game one time. I can't remember who they were playing, but it was on a turf field, and they left the cleats at Georgia that you're supposed to use on turf field.
Yeah.
And it was interesting.
Yeah.
They almost lost the game, and that might have had a lot to do with it. But
I'm curious, and I don't know how it works. Brandon may could speak on this a little bit more. Even though it's a turf field, when the dew falls or you get some moisture in the air, like you said, it's going to get slick, regardless. Both teams, whatever. This is Rich Spring. I don't know how many other teams they've ever played using turf. So how much are they conditioned on playing on turf with the wetness or slickness or? So is that really an advantage for anybody, or moot point? That sort of thing.
I haven't seen Rich Springs practice facility. Did they practice on grass or did they practice on?
If they're using, and I don't know this. If they're using the old field as a practice facility, it's regular grass versus the new turf that all Aiken County.
Don't you have special cleats to play on turf? Because doesn't the plastic on the bottom make you slide more? Don't they have to have like metal tips on them?
I would say not regular tennis shoes, so to speak, or regular walking type shoes. Something with a little bit of spike on it for.
Well, but regular cleats got the plastic on the bottom of them, but don't have to use metal so it'll actually grip.
Hopefully, when Coach gets here, he can tell us. Like I said, they played against Crescent last year at Crescent, and I'm pretty sure that's turf. So I would assume whatever shoes they used last year, they would be able to, implement for this particular game, unless it's completely different turf style stuff than whatever turf is. I mean, I thought turf was turf, but again, we'll see. So I don't know if that's going to be an issue at all tonight.
I think you said something about last week that it's a lot warmer on a turf field than it is
it is when
a regular grass field.
When you do that, when you throw in that factor of that wet bulb, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But, the humidity and the heat, it's about a 10 to 15 degree difference on turf than it is natural grass.
But don't they have little black beads or whatever that they have to throw out? Yeah.
On Connors, Jeffrey Jordan was telling me down in Louisiana where the girls softball plays the World Series seemingly every year. But anyway, they have turf down there on the softball field, and in the heat of the summer, 2 or 3 years or whatever it was, one of the first times they were down there, Blythe Bazard could feel the heat coming through the field in her shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. It gains 12, 15, sometimes 20, depending on its heat and humidity worth of temperature. But being as this is a late evening / night game, I would be a little bit more concerned of moisture midway through the game setting in, not necessarily setting in, but and see how the field reacts to that tonight.
All right, and we're looking forward to that contest tonight. The pre-game's at 7, the kickoff's at 7:30. Right now, it's time for the Coach Greg Warner Show here on Saluda Now, and we're glad to have Coach Warner with us every football Friday at 7:30. And your Coach Greg Warner Show is sponsored by Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, 508 North Main Street, Saluda. Visit them today, 7 to 5:30, and also Saturday they're open 7 to 4. Closed on Sunday, and they're there to serve you today. At this time, we're going to welcome with us Coach Greg Warner. And Coach Warner, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
Make sure his mic's on, y'all.
That's all.
All right.
Yeah.
And Coach, first talk about that good win you had against Crescent this past Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, the guys came out ready to play. They played with a lot of high energy. They flew around the field. It was just exciting to see them finally get out there and compete against somebody other than themselves. So I was really proud of how they played, how they handled themselves on the field, and ultimately winning.
And great matchup coming tonight as we play our cross-county rivals, the Ridge Spring Monetta Trojans. And you want to talk about them a little bit, Coach?
Yes, sir. They're a good football team. They got athletes and they fly around the ball too. On defense, I know they put a lot of pressure on the offense and force you to hit your spots and do and execute the play correctly. And so we're gonna have to be aware of where they're at and make sure we hit our spots.
That's great. And how is it going to factor in with us playing on we used to call it AstroTurf. I think they just call it turf now.
Field turf. They call it field turf.
Field turf.
I don't foresee it being too much of a factor. It's different for sure, but we played over at Greenwood this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And Greenwood has some turf, so they've played on that, and it is a different playing surface. It does play a little bit faster, and so hopefully that'll be in our benefit because we do have some pretty fast guys, but so does Ridge Spring. So the good thing is you don't have to worry about mud or anything like that, and so I don't foresee the field surface affecting us much.
So washing clothes ought to be a little better than last week. Huh?
Yes, sir. Washing clothes is going to be
what I call them, the white pants.
Yeah.
Late in the game last
week. The seniors wanted those white pants, and
Uh,
I said to somebody after about the end of the first quarter, I said maybe it was a bad choice. Purple over brown by the end of the game.
Yeah,
so
it works.
But that's a good thing.
But it looked good though, the purple over white.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing everybody down there tonight, Coach. And we want everybody to travel well. Come on, Saluda.
Everybody healthy after last week?
For the most part, we got
a problem, but
yeah. We had a couple just bangs here and there. Normal game time stuff, and so I think we should be pretty healthy, ready to go. We got that first one out of our way, and now we're just getting into the grind of the season. So,
well, definitely, congratulations on your season opener.
Yes,
but a thing that I noticed that a lot of people may disagree, but I was glad to see it. 9 minutes left in the game, and the total offense.
Yeah, emptied the bench.
All the starters came out pretty much.
Yeah,
and you didn't necessarily have the game won, but you
confident enough to put the other ones in, let everybody get a chance.
And for them to gain that experience and that exposure, and that, hats off to you for that.
Yeah, it's you always want to reward the kids who come and do everything right, and You know, they all come to practice. They all show up. They do what we ask them to do. They deserve to play. So, any chance I get to do something like that, you know, they've earned that right to play. So, you know, and hopefully some people will get to play tonight too. So,
Well, Coach, there's one question I've got to ask. I've noticed that the past 2 playing events, once at Strom Thurmond and last week, just about all the coaches have on headgear.
yes, sir.
Except for you. How does that magic work? What?
I don't know.
Does it take a distraction out?
Yeah, it gets kind of cluttered,
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could say, with all the noise and everything and the headsets and I don't know. Like I usually always start the game with a hat on, and I usually end the game without a hat on. I
told
just
you he took his hat off.
I
just
thought he started the game without it that I first saw, so it must have come off
the
quick.
last few minutes of the first quarter is when it came off.
it usually like I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed to wearing headsets. I'm probably gonna have one on tonight, because just for talking with the coaching staff. I'll probably start tonight with the headset, and we'll see how that goes. But you know, I've never worn a headset on the sideline. I think I did maybe the first couple years, but after that, kind of stopped wearing them, and you know, just communicate with the people around me right there, but
Okay.
it becomes a lot when
Oh yeah,
when
I
you
can
have
imagine.
everybody on the headset. So
And how was the mindset at practice this week? What kind of practice did y'all have this week? In the cooler weather, coming off a win.
you know, so this was our first week of going after school every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that early in the week kind of wore on the boys a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got to get used to that
No
going to
afternoons.
school and then locking in and then having to go to another 2 hours of practice. So Monday, you know, you coming out, you're sore, you're tired from the weekend, you're not used to the afternoon. So Monday could have gone a little bit better in my opinion. And we had a team talk, and Tuesday and Wednesday and yesterday the team was really locked in.
Good.
And they bounced back and they responded in an appropriate way, and they're ready to go. And so that was good to see.
Good deal.
And we want everybody to come out tonight. I wanted to ask you too, Coach. Did we have any turnovers?
No, so we did not.
That's amazing.
We had we started the game last week with interception.
Yeah.
We then had another interception in the red zone, one off of a sack, and then a forced fumble in the recovery. So we had 4 turnovers, and we didn't turn it over.
We had one mishandle. Bray mishandled on 4th down, the first 4th down
Yeah,
attempt.
I mean,
I think we would have made it, but he mishandled it and got us.
I mean, a missed 4th down like that, I think they call it a turnover on downs.
Yeah.
But you know, as far as us being careless with the ball or putting it in harm's way, we didn't really do that much. I don't think the ball was in danger one time for us on Friday night, which was, you know, a big time positive too. So.
Well, we appreciate Coach stopping by today, and we want to have a little fun with you before you leave, Coach. All right?
Yes, sir.
We have 2 pick'ems this week. We will be picking our college games of the week, all year long, excuse me. And this is sponsored by Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, 508 North Main, Saluda. And the first game we want the coach to pick is Clemson Tigers versus LSU. You can do the same thing. Guess the correct score. Get the score right on Saluda Now and win a $50 gift card to Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply. All right, Coach. Clemson versus LSU. Who you going to pick?
Oh man, this is gonna get me in trouble with my sister and my brother-in-law. They're my brother-in-law is from Louisiana. He's a huge time big LSU fan. You know, we it's a pretty heated week for us, but you know, it's GO Tigers, not GA. So go Tigers, Clemson all day.
Brandon?
I'm going to agree with the coach. Clemson at home.
Yeah.
They're pretty loaded this year. LSU's a good team, quarterback versus quarterback, Tiger versus Tiger, Death Valley versus Death Valley. My heart pumps orange blood, so I'm going Clemson all the way.
Noah?
We have a house divided. Dad and Levi are a Clemson fan. And Mama went to Carolina, and I pull for Carolina. So as a Carolina fan, I'm picking the LSU Tigers over the Clemson Tigers.
What about Caton?
She don't really care.
She don't care. She'll pull for either one. I mean, she don't necessarily care.
All right, Tony?
I think it's going to come down to the last 2 minutes of the ball game. If Clemson's experience and talent prevail, they'll win. If they come out nervous for whatever reason, but they shouldn't. They got more experience. I heard last night several talking heads nationally consider Clemson and Penn State to be the two most experienced football teams in college football this year.
Wow.
With returners. That says a lot, especially as much trouble as Dabo gets in for not taking transfers. But I'm glad he don't. But anyway, long story short, I think Clemson wins at home, and it's going to be a fun matchup because it gets returned next year when we go to the other Death Valley in Louisiana. So I think Clemson wins, but it's going to be tight. So
yeah, and I think Brian Kelly messed up calling Death Valley at Clemson a Death Valley Junior.
Well, look,
and he repeated that this week.
Yeah, he's got to motivate his his people too. I get it. They're gonna travel. They're proud of their tradition. We're proud of ours. So it's.
And he said that he's gonna rotate his whole bench.
Yeah, he's gonna rotate them. They might be. I ain't gonna say that. Look, this is a heck of a way to start college football.
Yeah.
Texas, Ohio State, Clemson, LSU, Alabama, Florida State, which, outstanding. Let it roll.
All right, Coach. Now, Carolina, Virginia Tech, pick the right score and win a $50 gift card from Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply. All right, Coach, who you got in this 7.5-point favorite over Virginia Tech?
Carolina, I think they ended the season last year as one of the hottest teams in football. It kills me to say that as a Clemson fan, but and I'm one of those, like, I wasn't born and raised a Clemson fan. In high school, I was a Carolina fan, so it's. I think Carolina's gonna have a good showing. I think they're gonna come out and make a statement against Virginia Tech, and let it be known that football's good in South Carolina. So
all right, Brandon.
I am by no means a Carolina fan. It even hurts me to pick them, but I'm betting with my heart, not my pocketbook here.
Yeah.
I just feel like Carolina is a strong team. I do believe that they will have one of their best seasons this year. I think they're going to make an example out of Virginia Tech and Atlanta, and Carolina's going to be a team to deal with this year.
Yes.
I mean, world beaters, I don't think they're there yet, but they will have one of the best seasons they've had in a while.
All right.
I got Carolina winning in a neutral site. They ended the year last year wasn't the hottest. We lost the bowl game, but even with all of our returners, I think this year's going to be a good year. I got us winning and covering the spread against Virginia Tech.
Tony.
South Carolina goes, in my opinion, as does Lennar Sellers.
Yeah.
He is Mr. Everything. He proved that early part of last year when he got banged up. They covered for him a little bit, but when he came back, figured out what it is, how he's supposed to play quarterback in college versus what he done in high school. I think there's a sneaky good team this year. They got a hard enough schedule in the middle of the season, but I think they roll in this game probably twice what the line calls for. Virginia Tech hadn't showed me anything in the last few years. They've been in and out of coaches every 3 years, seemed like since Frank retired.
Right.
No continuity. I think Carolina pulls this one out big time.
Winner, turkey dinner. It's got to be Carolina this one, I tell you. I'm looking forward to seeing Lenore Sellers out there.
Yeah.
And I want to see Sellers to Sellers. We went to the what do you call that? The pregame. I mean the spring game. And I wanted to see that all night, but I never seen it. And they intentionally put other quarterbacks in there.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got a good core backups.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's been there, how many, 7 years?
Who, Luke Doty? He's been there
Doty.
since 2020 because he was Mr. South Carolina in 2019 when they won the state championship.
Look and see how many catches he gets Saturday.
Yeah, he's one that his position didn't transpire for him in college, but he's tried to make it work to play football. Apparently, he still loves to play the game regardless of where he's at. So whether he's a backup, a tight end, or holder, or whatever, he wants on the field. So,
all right, Coach. Anything else you want to say before we wind it up?
No, sir. Come out and support the Tigers.
That's
Go
right.
Tigers.
Go Tigers.
I think you'll have a full house.
You heard the coach there, and let's get down the road to Ridge Spring tonight, and let's cheer on the Tigers as what we call the battle for Saluda County. I know they all in Aiken now, but we're going to go down the road to face them tonight. Pre-games at 7, kickoffs at 7:30. Listen, we appreciate Punk having us out. I don't know what the lunch will be, but I will share it later on. They still got almost 2 hours of breakfast left. So come on out, support Punks. And if you need your roof looked at, go to timelessroofingsc.com. And we also appreciate Crouch Hardware for sponsoring the Coach Greg Warner Show. Thank you for watching, everybody. We look forward to seeing you tonight down at Ridge Spring.